Should I approach them and see if they wanted to do something frisky?
Range Wilson, fitness, comedy, life.
It should come as no surprise to regular viewers of my channel that I prefer clothing optional beaches to so-called textile beaches. But clothing optional beaches have been disappearing for a long time. Even back in 2003, there were none left in Los Angeles County. The nearest clothing optional beach was San Onofre State Beach, a good 70 miles south of Silver Lake, where I was living at the time. One weekend day, I decided to head down to San Onofre to see what it was like. It turned out there were three types of people there. The first type were naked but straight-laced. They frowned upon any sort of voyeurism, exhibitionism, or public display of affection. Some of them were hoping to desexualize nudity, while others just did not want to give the authorities a reason to crack down. The second group were more laid back. They did not mind showing off a little bit and felt free to check out the other naked people. They did not particularly object to frisky behavior between consenting adults as long as no kids were around. In general, I found myself gravitating towards this group. The third group were the swingers. They went to the nude beach to have sex in public, partner swap, have group sex with strangers, and pursue other activities that many people may fantasize about but never actually perform. In my opinion, the fantasy is better than the reality for those sorts of activities, but to each their own. On the day I went to San Onofre, there was a small but enthusiastic group of swingers inhabiting the far reaches of the beach. One couple was having sex right out in the open, although the woman was trying to cover herself. Once they finished up the festivities, they simply got dressed, packed up, and walked away like nothing special had happened. Another group had set up their own little swinger compound. There was a tent, a cabana, several large beach umbrellas, towels, coolers, and a heat lamp. Nobody was in sight, but as I walked past the open flap of the tent, I heard some females giggling. Even so, I had no real reason to stop, so I just continued on my way. On my way back, shortly after I walked past the tent again, a cute blonde popped out, naked except for an unbuttoned cardigan sweater. I stopped and stared openly at her. She giggled and then swept the sweater aside to reveal an impressive set of boobs. She then grabbed them and jiggled them up and down for me. Then her three companions came out of the tent. There was another female and two males, all naked. I was still staring at the scene openly, and they were all checking me out. From what I could tell, they approved of what they saw. And that put me in somewhat of a quandary. Should I approach them and see if they wanted to do something frisky, or would I just end up in an embarrassing and awkward situation? After weighing all the factors, I decided not to seize the day. I continued on my way, and all four of them clambered back into their tent. Shortly afterwards, I found out that the authorities had cracked down on the swingers at San Onofre. They had banned any sort of tent or enclosure and were handing out citations for any kind of sexual activity. In other words, I had missed my big chance. But in this case, I have no regrets. As with so many things in life, I would just have to content myself with the fantasy instead of the reality. But some people get to live whatever fantasy they desire, and it would not be long before I ran across one of them. Tune in next time to find out what happens when I met a badass billionaire. Until then, like, comment, share, and/or subscribe. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.